got this passion, and it's burning deep inside of me.
Hello guys, what is up? As here once again with the Red Shadow Legends video. This video was actually supposed to come out yesterday, but unfortunately my software bugged out and my whole footage is corrupted, so I will refilm this again. So originally I wanted to make a video about why Fire Knights is important and how to get into it in way more detail what the Fire Knights is about. I will do that again, and I hope that will also help me to clarify some of my thoughts to make it more concise. This one is mainly about how my progression went into the Fire Knights and some learning examples that you could also apply to your account. With the Fire Knights tournament starting, I thought to myself, can I do Fire Knights 20? Because I have never done it before. As you can see right now, I actually am on Fire Knights 20 and I cleared. So you might think to yourself, okay, you did Fire Knights 20, congratulations, awesome. But that's not the point that I wanted to make in this video. Everybody can do Fire Knights 20 at some point. What I wanted to talk about is the difference between you actually being stuck at one stage and then going on further. So I was on stage 17 for the better of the last month, maybe the last 1.5 months. And I've never even attempted to go further. So when the Fire Knights tournament was announced, I thought to myself, okay, let's just see, can my team do Fire Knights 18? And well, yeah, because of the upgrades that I made in the past, it went pretty smoothly with 253. And because my team didn't really struggle too much, I went into 19, cleared that, and into 20. And 20 I cleared out in 3.5 minutes with this team. So I just went ahead and completely cleared it. Why do you want to do Fire Knights 20 in the first place? Well, see here on the left side we have the artifact sets. 4 of them are insanely great. Let's start with immunity. Immunity gives you, as the name suggests, you can see that here, immunity for 2 turns on a 4 set in every area of the game. And in dungeons, every wave it will refresh to the same 2-turn immunity. Then you have the shield set, gives HP ally shield for 3 turns. Same with immunity, it refreshes every round that you do it. The crit damage set. The only way to increase your damage late game further is to just put more crit damage, especially on the enemy max HP damage dealers. That's the only way to get more out of your damage. I'm not saying that general stats cannot do it. I'm particularly speaking about set boni. And then we have the stun set. The stun set being one of the best additions to the game ever. It's just phenomenal how much you can accomplish just by having this set on some of your AoE champions. So sets aside, it also prepares you to build some characters that you need in other parts of the game. So what do I mean with that? Neither in Dragons nor in Ice Golem's Peak you have a required type of champion that you need. You can do it with almost anything as long as you hit certain thresholds, right? But Fire Knights and later on Spiders are different in that regard. Due to Fire Knights mechanics, you need to have multi-hits in there. You need to have turn meter control in there. Otherwise you will fail. So let me just run through this with the original team and show you what kind of thought progress went into this. And later on I also show you the gear. So when I actually attempted to just get further on, I had no plan, right? I just recently 5-starred and leveled up my Armiger. My Cold Heart is still without an accuracy banner. Obviously my Armiger also, because he's just 5-star. My Apothecary is still 5-star just because I decided to put my resources into other champions. But I should definitely get him to 6-star and Ascended. And then my Bellower is pretty decent in my opinion. And Martyr, I probably put the best gear pieces on her that I could. But as you can see, with this control kind of setup, where Amiga drops turn meter, Cold Heart drops turn meter, Bellower in a stun set, controlling the waves, Martyr helps, but she is by no means necessary. She could be replaced by any other counterattacker, or let's say a Fellhound. Fellhound would be a great addition if you put him in a stun set. He could do this job equally as well. I would prefer reflect damage over counterattack because my Martyr is not skilled up, so her counterattack drops off pretty frequently, which you might see in this run. This run in particular, it has some huge variance where it could go super quick if everything goes properly, where my cooldowns just line up. So here this was not so good. It went decent, but unfortunately my Cold Heart got resisted. Since the counterattack is on, now I can just try to whack on this Fire Knight with all my might. This might actually be a pretty good run below 320 if my Cold Heart doesn't disappoint. She's slowed a little bit, so I'm not getting around for that, I think. I got around for the Heartseeker, but she got resisted again. She is at probably 170 accuracy or something, maybe even a little bit lower, so it's expected. My Armiger is at 200, still a little bit low for my taste, but I have no way of improving it without a banner anymore. Oh, she didn't get resisted. So yeah, this run went pretty well, went below 4 minutes. That is acceptable, especially for the earlier times of Fire Knights. So when this was cleared out, I worked so hard on my Armiger and I tried for my Cold Heart, but I just don't have any gear that could replace the current gear she has. The current gear she has requires an accuracy banner. Otherwise, it's perfect for what I needed. Mainly, I worked on my Armiger and on my Martyr to bring them up. So I switched Martyr from crit damage to more of a supporting role, and then I switched Armiger into the crit damage amulet that she had because it had a great amount of accuracy. So gear-wise, these champions are nowhere near where they should be or even could be. Oh god, he killed my Armiger. Yeah, so this run will be 100% fail. Let's quickly run this again. This is something that can unfortunately happen when you run with 2 5-stars. They just don't have the survivability at all. If I'm not protecting them properly, then they just die. It happens from time to time because the HP on my Armiger is basically non-existent, and I think my Apothecary runs something like below 30k HP, something like this. So they are definitely not supposed to be here, but I'm trying to brute force my way through. It can work, and if you're happy with some success rates like 80%, then it's fine. If you're concerned about that, just drop a level lower and it should be completely fine. I don't think that I would have any problems on 19 as long as the affinity for my Armiger is correct. The Armiger is in this team basically the MVP. Without his turn meter control, I would just not be able to run this dungeon in the first place. Yeah, this looks better. So as long as they all survive, it's pretty good, because once you're at the Fire Knight, the survivability aspect isn't really a problem because of the turn meter drops. So here a run could be insanely fast depending on if Draco lands his A3. He's also not fully booked, so it takes 1 turn longer to come around. But it should land right now. Yeah, he did. So as long as I control the turn meter, this fight is basically over. And it looks like that. Yeah. Even if the shield goes up right now, there's little to no chance that this guy will survive another Heartseeker. Okay, now that you have seen the team, let's quickly go over the stats. Martyr, 37k HP, 3.7k defense, 184 speed, and 269 accuracy. Next up, my Bellower. He has 34k HP, 2.3k defense, 194 speed, and 214 debuff accuracy. Coldheart, as mentioned before, she lacks on accuracy, but the rest of the stats are fine. 42k HP, 1.5k defense, 188 speed, 70 crit rate, that's the magic number for Heartseeker to always crit, 217% crit damage, and 157 accuracy. Once I get this banner finally sorted out with accuracy, then she will have really decent stats. Okay, then my Apothecary, 33k HP, so that's higher than I said earlier. 1.7k defense, 244 speed, and yeah, he has some critical rate for the heals. That just helps a lot. And now the last problem child, 21k HP, that's why he gets targeted so often. 1.6k defense, that will go up once he is 6 star, 166 speed, and 212 accuracy. The crit rate and crit damage are fine in my opinion. You need the 100% crit rate and then as much crit damage as you can possibly throw into him. For him, I actually have a banner lined up, so that will push up his accuracy and his speed, and he will be good to go. So that was everything about my team. It's not a proper showcase, so your mileage may vary if you try to replicate this, but this is more about challenging yourself and trying to push as hard as you can to move through those stages. For most of these higher end dungeons, the biggest challenge you will face is the actual affinity. For Fire Knights, this is magic, so your Armiger will probably have troubles landing its turn meter. If he's the one you rely on for turn meter control, you might have to run it a couple times, manual it, and just get through it. The same goes for Spider. Here it's more an affinity check, manual it, whatever you can do to just get to stage 20 and then build your proper teams. Don't waste your time in building specific champions to get through stage 19. Cheese it. One of the best ways would be a Paragon. You could try to do it with other champions that have similar mechanics. Get through it, get to level 20, build your proper teams, and then have fun farming. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to support me, consider subscribing, drop this video a like, this would help me out greatly. It would be a pleasure to see you in the next video, and until then, enjoy the grind.